Hey friends, hey my fellow mind wanderers. It's so great to be on this YouTube channel. I am just so happy to be of service for all of you, and you in the nosebleed seats, and getting some really good subscribers and some people that really are getting really excited about my work, and I want to say thank you. So as a way of saying thanks, hit the subscribe button there or wherever it is on your phone or your computer, and we can engage in this cognitive reverie together. It's an honor and privilege to do this for all of you as a trauma coach and life strategist, and someone who is really passionate about doing the inner work and just being a better human for not only all of you, my partner, my family, but most importantly myself. Because if we can't show up the best person for ourselves, then none of that matters, because we're just an externalization of what's going on outside of us. Which brings me to the topic I wanted to discuss with all of you. I've heard through the healing community and through the coaching community and just from friends and of course some clients and colleagues, and they always say to me, I tried this new technique to be a better custodian of my negative thoughts, of my reactivity, of my insecurities, of my insecure thinking, and to let go of past trauma, past bad experiences that made you want to really take a step back and or take a pause in your life, or have a breakdown, lose your shit. Some people call it a mental breakdown. Some people call it a brief vacation in one of those wonderful hospitals. And I'm not making light of any of this. I know this is hard. I've been there. I've lost my shit. Something happened to me 15 years ago that almost destroyed not only myself, but my family and those around me that really cared for me and loved me. And it's been 15 years, but I find myself still waking up in the morning in terror, ruminating over what happened. And you can learn more about it in the book that I'm launching that will be available the next couple months. And I've had this experience of catching myself in my thoughts even 15 years after this traumatic event happened to me, this thing that I am responsible for, being stupid and not seeing the forest in the trees, and not being an adult when I should have been an adult, and I take the blame. Terrible mistake, but 15 years later, I still wake up in the morning sometimes in absolute terror. My thoughts getting stuck on the events that happened 15 years ago. And as an adult, living in 2019 with all this technology, therapy, and doing my own inner work as a coach and someone who really loves the work and cares about my clients and cares about people, I ask myself, why the hell am I continually getting stuck in these toxic memories of the past? I have done tons of work, therapy, my own work, literally and figuratively. But then I realized it's just my fucking brain. This supercomputer that all of you have sometimes has a bug, kind of like your smartphone that has a bug, or it gets frozen, or it does something silly. Your mind works the same way, but when we are not really self-aware of the bugs that happen in our mind, the mental chatter, the mind noise, the gobbledygook that sometimes pops up in the form of insecurities, in the form of old memories cropping up, whether it's you can label it as PTSD, you can label whatever you want to label, it doesn't matter. I call them insecurities. I call them that ultimately your mind wants to keep you safe. It's the custodian of your body. It's the central processing unit telling all the other working parts of your body how to work well. And if the check engine light goes off, if in your mind goes off, it sometimes sends faulty signals. We all have that. Some of us are better custodians and are more self-aware. We do meditation. We work with a coach like myself. We have our own coping mechanisms. But a lot of us, when we have these insecure thoughts, like when I had these horrible memories just pop up the other day about what happened to me 15 years ago. And then the other day I also had a memory about, my ex-partner, my ex-wife, and how that mess, happened, and recalling some of the horrible memories, the horrible things that happened, and how it really emotionally hurt me and scarred me 2.5 years ago. And then I got really frustrated with myself because I said, you know what? I've done so much work, even in the last 2.5 years, as a coach, being of service to others, but most importantly for myself, doing my own work, but I still am having these horrible thoughts. I'm stuck in this ruminative, toxic, negative thinking where it's hard to get out of bed. But then I stopped myself and realized, that's just the mind. Those are just thoughts. That's not reality, right? Some of us hold on to those thoughts and think it's reality, and we go down that rabbit hole, and it becomes depression, and it becomes anxiety, and we create disorders and names of disorders. But you're all, including myself, I didn't see the big pictures, and you all don't see the big picture. When that happens to all of you, when you're caught in your insecure thoughts and your anxieties and your fears and contemplating what happened 10 years ago and ruminating over it, or something triggers those thoughts, maybe it's something in the outside world, a friend or a new lover, or whatever it is that triggers these horrible thoughts that we get stuck in middle of the night, we get stuck in early in the morning, or we get stuck in on the freeway, we're driving, and all of a sudden something triggers a horrible memory, and we're back there again. None of that's fun to experience because it's in our mind. No one actually experiences it with us unless they're on the receiving end of our anxious rants, and unless we share it with our loved ones or our clients, our loved ones or our friends or our people that love us. It's up here, and that's the scary thing about it. But when you really practice every day of when these thoughts come up, however uncomfortable and painful they are, you say to yourself, there's my insecure mind. There's the brain going wild. It's like, like spring break. What was it? Girls Gone Wild, spring break, what they had like 15, 20 years ago. I'm not plugging that. That's what the brain's doing. The monkey is jumping around in the brain for no reason. Maybe there is a trigger. Maybe you were triggered. Something triggered those anxious thoughts or those insecure thoughts. But the way you can squelch that is just taking a step back, taking a deep breath and saying, there my brain goes again. There are my insecure thoughts. There's my darkness. There's my polarity. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to feel these thoughts. I'm going to feel insecure. I'm going to feel out of control. I'm going to feel unsafe. I'm going to feel that I don't have agency over my mind. But then what am I going to do after that? What am I going to do to move on with my day so I can be the successful and happy person that I am? Is to really just label those thoughts as, there's an insecure thought, and that it will go away, that I will get back to my own feeling of peace. I will get back to baseline. I will not be swallowed up by these thoughts. You're not going to die. These are just thoughts, and we all have memories. Unfortunately, most of us carry around memories that we should never really allow to overtake us and keep us stuck in our own negative memories of past events that were not great, that were horrible. And the way you do that is every day being a real conscious curator of these insecure thoughts. and being a better custodian of your own awareness. That's the secret. If you can do that, I don't know why this went out of focus. If you can do that, it doesn't have to be fancy. And again, none of this is easy, you know. You go to psychiatric wards and state or private hospitals. A lot of those patients that are having delusions or have dissociative moments or are psychotic are experience horrible memories of the past, whether they remember them or not, and they just come flooding in, and that's on the extreme side of the continuum. But for people like you and I that are working hard to be the best person we can, to show up for others, to show up for our clients, to show up for our customers, for our family, for our kids, for our spouse, for our parents, step by step, you can, just by having that moment of, oh, there goes my brain again, there go my thoughts again, and being aware of those thoughts that are not healthy for you, that don't serve any purpose right now in the present moment. I hope this has been helpful. Again, it's an honor to be of service to all of you. If you love my channel, I just started it a couple months ago. I just really got the channel onto what they call an algorithm, so YouTube and the internet can pick up my videos and more people can enjoy them. Click the subscribe button, and I am grateful. Hope this has been helpful, and don't give up. Have a great rest of your week.